everybody, this is Skeet.
Bush and Mikey over here.
Rock and Roll Roundtable.
Yep, proudly presented by Moshman Media.
This week, classic album breakdown. Weezer, the Blue Album.
Yeah. Oh, man. We've had one apiece. We've done one of my choices, one of Skeet's choices, and now it's back to me. One of my favorite albums of all time. Uh, and it's crazy because it's not my normal style of music per se. But this album had something unique, and that always thrills me when I get something new that was not like everybody else is doing. It hit right at the perfect time in 1994 to where I was shocked by what I heard. And seeing the cover of the CD to boot was like, these guys are doing this. So, yeah, you don't know what to expect when you get ready to listen to. If you've never heard, put it this way, if you've never heard the Blue Album, you must. You must give it a shot. Even if you've heard later Weezer that you don't particularly like, the Blue Album is the shit. It's absolutely fantastic. And so this was my choice for our classic album breakdown for this episode. And I guess we're going to start off. You want to start off with track number one?
Okay. Why don't you give me, personally, a little rundown of Weezer, because I've known this Blue Album because it used to be what you would play
Right.
before we would go do a show. So sometimes if I was riding with you, I would have to listen to the Blue Album.
Right.
So why don't you give everybody out there a little bit of a rundown? Weezer, when did they come on the scene, and what are we talking about here?
Okay. So Weezer hit 1994. This was their debut album. Now, they could have had demos before. I don't know. They're, I don't tell you the truth. I thought they were from like Boston or someplace like that. I don't know where they're actually from. I do not know that. They always gave me the vibes of LA, Hollywood. I don't know. Maybe that's way off. But I seen a picture of these guys before I even heard them. It's one of those reverse things. Usually I hear it first, see them later. So when I'm looking at the picture of these guys, I'm thinking, there's no way in hell I'm going to like this stuff. It was like, I think I was at FYE, to be honest. Looked at, seen this pick disc, and I'm like, what in the hell is this? So I go pop it in to just see how bad it really is. It's going to be terrible. Dude, unreal. And the sounds that came out of that were unreal. And it instantly made me smile. Instantly made me happy. And I have never gotten past that. If right now, if I'm on a murderous rampage, just wanting to kill everybody, within the worst possible mood, somebody would slip the fucking Blue Album in. My attitude's going to change 1,000%, instantaneously. I could hear the very first note of the first song and no, the only thing I might get mad about is if you say, "Oh, I've had enough of this shit," after a couple songs. I'd say, "I will break your fucking fingers. I will break them. Leave my Weezer alone." And I'm not this card carrying Weezer member of their militia or anything. I like the first two albums, but I absolutely fucking love the Blue Album. And the take on it is, it's a curveball. It's out of left field, but it's really not. It's a formula that had been used for years, decades. But the twist, the twist is the marvelous part of Weezer. When you hear what you're gonna think you're gonna hear, and then you hear this overwhelming crunch, just magical crunch. The melodies are great. And I've always been this way in my life. I want to do something that's off the cuff, but it's still pretty basic. Like, drop doing instead of drop C, just play it drop B. Let's do something a little extra to throw people off. Weezer had that to a side. They were probably the reason I think that way because I was so upended. The only band that's come close to doing what Weezer's Blue Album did to me was Ginger. First, hearing seeing the first Ginger video that I saw was probably somewhat almost comparable. Nothing compares to. I stood there in that line and I couldn't get fast enough, couldn't get to the checkout fast enough at FYE and say, "Here, fucking take my money," because this is awesome. And I, had to take it and run home. And I think the actual first one I had was the cassette version. I wore that fucker down. I first disc I bought. I wore it out. The second disc I bought, wore the fuck out. I'm on disc number 3 of the Blue Album. I will never not buy if something goes wrong with it. I will never not buy it again. I will absolutely buy it again. It will be one of those things that's in my possession for the rest of my natural born life. So that's a basic rundown. The reason I played it all those years before shows was it did two things. Number one, it calmed me down. It leveled me out, calmed me down. And number two, I was expecting something to go wrong on the way there, setting up. Somebody's not going to be running the door for us, or the sound system's going to get fucked up. I could handle it with Weezer in my system. I could handle it. It was like I was happy. I didn't give a fuck. And I was going to go play music, which made me happy. But that was like a bonus of like, okay, Mike, you're indestructible. You are undefeatable, indestructible. Nothing's going to piss down on your fucking shine right now. You're in your element. You're in your house. Weezer, out of all people, out of all things, out of all albums. That's what did it for me. To this day, it's still the same.
That's
If
awesome.
I ever play another show, there's going to be Weezer before I play.
Pop the Weezer into CD player.
Yeah, it's got to be that way. At least
Okay.
have it on Spotify. Something.
I appreciate how much it. Trust me, I appreciate what Weezer did for you for those shows
Yeah,
because
yeah,
there was a couple where it was like, "Woo, baby!"
yeah. You got to just kind of bring yourself back to the Weezer. That's
Yeah.
kind of what my
So
mantra is.
I
Go back to the
appreciate
Weezer.
I appreciate what the album did for you and for us as a band. So
Yeah, I do too.
I never actually listened to it from start to finish like I did this week. And I think I played it through like 3 or 4 times. It's like,
Huh?
okay, for Mikey, I'm going to give this a wholehearted listen. And that's what I had playing all week going to work.
Cool.
So
Very
I put
cool.
in my time.
Yeah.
Now, when we go to grade D's, because we're going to break it down track for track, don't get angry. Maybe I should have had you listen to the Blue Album before we did this.
No, I did. I did listen to it. So
Okay.
I knew it was coming, so I listened to it. I added an extra one into my normal rotation. I usually listen to it once or twice a week anyway. So
Okay.
yeah.
So let's get to breaking it down, dude.
Yep.
Start it.
I'll be completely honest and transparent. I won't overshoot it because it's Weezer. I mean, I will be critical of what I need to be critical of. But the album starts out with it's an acoustic sounding, but it's electric. And that's where it kind of catches you off guard when he says, "My name is Jonas." But then something kicks the fuck in. And it's just the drums and shit at that moment, which is like, well, it's kind of cool, but I don't really hear. But man, when it gets into the part right after the first little verse he sings, and it goes into that dun 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 dun, the crunch, dude. The crunch in My Name is Jonas. The background vocals, it's got a little bit of a like a I don't know what the hell accordion or something in it at some point. It's like it was so off kilter, but it caught my attention. I still love this song, but it's not the bangingest song on the album. It's good, but yeah, it's a 9 for me. I mean, it's an attention getter, and it's very kind of cool. That rhythm, that riff, that crunch riff that they get going in can just make you happy right there. It's like your heart warms up. But so a very good first song. I give him that. It's a very good song to lead off the album. Very good planning on their part. So that's a 9 for me.
All right, I'm going to go. This one was kind of for me. It was cool. I mean, I like the guitar sound and the backing vocals through the whole thing.
Yeah.
So they know
Yeah.
they knew what they were doing when they were putting in for each song. They knew what they were doing when he was putting in the background vocals and stuff like that. I'm gonna probably go a 6 on this one.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
heartbreaking.
Well, it's just okay. Again,
Yeah, no, no, no. I know. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. You got your opinions. That's fine. There's
well,
gonna be people that hate this album.
like I said, I'm going to go truthful and everything
Yeah,
else.
absolutely.
So I've heard this album, and the ones that we'll hit on in a little bit are going to get graded a lot higher.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I said, it's opinion based. Everything's opinion based. Yeah, we're not going by the musicianship and stuff for everything. We're going by what it means to us, what it
Yes.
sounds in our ears. So yeah, that's fine.
So that's why I was either going to go 6 or 7, but there was other
Gotta be
stuff on
honest.
here that I'm going to grade higher. So
Yeah,
don't
gotta be.
don't be disheartened.
No, you gotta be honest. It's just surprising to hear some. It's surprising to hear it was that low, I guess, but it's not like I'm in the group or nothing. I'm not in Weezer, so I can't take too much of that.
So
So we'll move on to No One Else. This is going to be a short and sweet statement about No One Else from me. It's 10. It's my favorite one.
nice.
It's just it's not my favorite one per se. It's equally on par with a few others, but I love No One Else. The whole story, the way Rivers is singing it, the little story, the nice little guitar solo in it. I mean, it's just, and it's got the kind of cheesy, but the background vocals, the hey 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 hey.
Yeah.
It's just that kind of stuff. It makes my happiness meter go way up hearing this song, and for some reason it stuck with me as being it's 10 for me. But that's yeah.
All right. I like this one as well. It was like, okay, so it went from the first one, kind of set the tone, hit No One Else, and I was like, all right, it's catchy. I like it. I
Yeah.
like where it went. 9 for me.
Oh, good score there. Sounds
So it
good.
was like I said, the first one was kind of like I was expecting more.
Oh,
So when
okay.
we got to
Sure.
this one, I was like, okay, all right, I know where we're going.
Yeah, it's a fun song. It's a definitely just a fun song, but yeah. So I'll go to The World Has Left Me Here. I really like this song. I think it's kind of reminiscent of a little bit. It kind of fits their style, though. I mean, it kind of defines what we're going to get. The super heavy crunch, the melodies, but it's got that drop off when it goes into that super crunch when he's singing the world has turned and left me here. When he's singing that part, it's just something about it that's and the ending is phenomenal for me. But I'll be realistic. It's gonna be a nine. It's gonna be a nine on that one. It's not quite no one else.
Okay. Uh that one for me was, we're gonna go 8,
Hmm.
because again, I'm trying to get a mood, and so that one
Yeah.
was, uh, no one else shined, and this one was kind of down a little bit for
Okay.
me.
It's fair.
Still heard good stuff, but it was like, I think it's, they're trying different stuff.
Yeah, they throw some
So
oddball stuff,
I went
sounds
from,
and stuff.
okay, opener song to the next one to this one, and it was a little bit different again. So I'm hearing different stuff, and I was expecting another no one else in that same vein, but it changed it up. It changed it up nice, but it
Yeah,
changed it up. So I'm
true.
like, okay, so these guys are doing, they're kind of sampling everything. We're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
throw
yeah,
everything for you. So as their debut album, it was cool. It's cool that they're doing that. That they were like, okay, we're gonna show you this flavor, and then we'll give you a little sample of this, and then we'll do a little of this. So
yeah. I think
that's why you got an 8.
searching for their identity is definitely
Yeah.
even Pickerington, the second album, it had the same kind of things going on with the hash pipes and all that stuff. But well, they're not even hash pipe. I think that's the Green album or whatever. But yeah, so I agree with that. It dropped off a little bit for me too. It went from 10 to a 9. So yeah, can't have them all hit. Now here's one of the hits coming. The next one is one of the hits. I love Buddy Holly. Don't get me wrong. The song is so catchy, and it's got that nice little stop in it where they bang bang hop on the floor. That whole thing's pretty cool, and the backing vocals, the video. The video for this was phenomenal. Using Happy Days was just a great idea. But even with all that being said, it's fun, it's catchy, it's pumpy. It's one of the weakest links for me. It's a 7.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
too cutesy for me. Just a little bit
Okay.
too cute. Too cutesy.
Okay. 10. I fucking
Really?
love this song. I love this fucking song. Everything
Uh,
about this fucking song, I was like, this, it's awesome. They set it up perfect. I like the way it flowed. It's catchy. I fucking was singing this at work the other night because it came on a playlist. I was like,
yeah, it's definitely catchy.
I'm singing along with this fucking song. So guess what? It was a 10 for me. It
Oh,
had
man.
that feel. Like you said, they had the breakdown in there. I wasn't expecting that, and it was, for me. This and a couple others on this album kind of defined what I thought Weezer was,
Yeah, yeah. I
and
mean, they're hits. Yeah,
this is one, and it got so much play. Yes, it was a hit. So fucking, so what? It was a fucking hit.
yeah,
I liked it. That's a fucking reason it's a hit. It earned
yeah.
it.
I think. I think yeah, it could be just simply it could be for me that I've heard it millions of times. Yeah, it's like uh, the cheesy elements always with them. They do a lot of that stuff, but I don't know. Buddy Holly just never sat with me as much as some of the other ones did. So yeah, that's great. You can see the shine in it that I didn't actually, or I lost, or whatever. Yeah, it's phenomenal. Ah, I'm done. This is the next. The sweater song, as it's referred to. Man, I don't dig the beginning. I'll be honest. I don't really care so much about the talking, doing the whole thing they do on the CD. Or hey, bud, you want to meet after the show and all that stuff. But it kind of made it out that we're like that's kind of the life they probably exist in, college party kind of thing, and they're really going with the into the college atmosphere maybe. It's kind of like that song Popular where they did the same thing by Nada Surf back in the day. Kind of reminds me of that. But the song itself is just hoppy, bouncy, not as heavy as some of the other ones. But I like it a lot. It's like and just the general tune of it and the lyrics were funny to me. It's like, you know, I'll soon be naked, lying on the floor, all that stuff. So it's a 9 for me again. It's just a good song.
Nice. So I like Undone. I like the way it started. It was cool. It's kind of a slow fucking burn and a grinder all the way through.
Yeah,
So for
definitely. Yeah,
me, you're doing this, and even though the intro guitar on it was nice,
yeah. That was yeah,
and all the fucking background vocals, I sing this motherfucker too.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
I'm bopping in the fucking car, and I'm like, and again, it's also one of those. After hearing Buddy Holly, it's another flavor. It was like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. Oh yeah. Diverse. They had some diversity
Yes.
for sure compared to one to
So
the other.
uh, I love that fucking song too. It's a 10. I gave it a
Ah,
10
sweet.
just because of everything that went into it. It still changed it up. So now I'm going, okay, Weezer's they've got some tricks in the bag,
Oh yeah.
especially when we, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're on the fifth song, about halfway through. So yeah,
Yep.
it earned a 10.
Well, that's cool. Very nice, very nice. And it's like that was always when I first got this was the end of the first side because it was on cassette. So by the time you're listening to the first side, you're like, man, they bounced from overly happy and joyful to serious crunch to college frat party kind of stuff to what's going to be next. That's when you first, especially the first couple of times I heard it, what's going to come next. Well, you flip it over and it's Surf Wax America. The guitar tone was changed completely. I mean, it had more like a clean sounding guitar at the beginning. The drums were doing them not quite, they're not blast beats, of course, but that constant, that two, hitting on that. We're going surfing, and it's like it reminded me of like the Beach Boys if they were in the '90s, almost like a beach punk band, and it's like that is pretty fucking genius, and I just I love that song on real. I don't know why I love it so much all the different flavors it has in it, and then that real slow part. I'll grab my board. The whole thing. It's a fucking 10, man.
Oh,
That song
nice.
it's got me going every which way during the whole thing. It's like that's beautiful. Yeah, it was shocking at first, but man, I really I wouldn't like that song normally by anybody else, but that fits perfect.
I fucking dug this fucking tune. I dug this fucking tune as well. I was like, nice. Was not expecting it.
Yeah, it
It
sounded
was. I
different.
was like, okay, cool. Once again, you got a little something different going on. But I even said it in the car when I heard it. I'm like, that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah,
I liked the
I love
guitar
it.
tone on it. I liked it. Now the breakdown in the middle kind of took away just a
Yeah,
bit,
yeah.
just a bit.
It's like a giant curveball. That's what I liked about it. It was like, what? They're doing that, you know? Then they got the layering vocals, you know. Yeah, one guy singing,
Yeah,
"You got that car, I'll grab my board," the whole thing. It's like pretty fucking sweet.
I went a fucking 9.
Yeah, it's a good score.
I went I went
Solid
a 9.
score.
I was gonna go 8, but it's like I did like this a lot. So I
Yeah,
I went a little bit higher. Uh I think it was justified. And the only thing
yeah,
that brought it down for me was that, like I said, it was a little too fucking mellow in the middle. It was cool, but it was just a little too fucking mellow. So that
yeah.
brought it from that 10 down to the 9, where I was almost like, well, maybe this one's an 8, but I went ahead and gave it a fucking 9.
I think that's fair. I mean, that kind of what you're hearing and what you're saying is kind of tying into why I love it so much because it is mellow. You know, it's not like this racing a million mile an hour kind of chaos. It's more like backyard. You got a beer in your hand. You're looking out the sunset, just relaxing, but having a good time at the same time with the crunchy, tasty guitar licks, the vocals and stuff. So I don't know if you can get much more crunchy dunchy than they do on the chorus to say it ain't so. And just some of the iconic lyrics, you know, to that is like somebody's tiny crowding my icebox. You know, just talking somebody's cold one, you know, and it's like just a song really about nothing, but it gets into the parts where flip on the telly, wrestle with Jimmy. He's got that, and that guy singing in the background with the super high boy. But that crunch kicks in, man. It's like, wow, it's such a fun song. It's a 10 all day for me. It's one of my favorite Weezer songs. Probably top three of my Weezer songs.
Say it ain't so. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, the crunch in this is fucking ugh. Oh fuck.
yeah,
You just find yourself doing this.
yeah. You have to. Yeah,
The
I mean, it's such
vocals,
a
the
yeah,
change up in the vocals, and the style that he did it, and later on the song when he goes real high just for that one saying,
yeah,
so you know, this
yeah,
fucking song was a 10. It's a 10.
yeah.
God damn, I
All
love this song too. I was like going, there was a lot of fucking good Weezer tunes on this fucking album, man.
I'm telling you, it's the reason I love it so. And it's like even that's on the beginning of it with that real melodic guitar. It almost sounds reggae-ish there when he's doing the beginning, you know. And they got the kind of melodic, and then he does that one little solo the over top of the when he's doing the first verse. They do that little solo over the top of it. It's just, yeah, that's a masterpiece song. One I would, you know, love to see done live.
Oh fuck
I
yes.
kick myself because I've never been able to see Weezer. They're like one of the two on my bucket list of all time bands I want to see before I die. And I even tried to get tickets for the Blue album and played in its entirety tour. It sold out so fast, dude, around here. I was I was in the queue and didn't even get close. So it's like, yeah. So I definitely want to see that at some point in my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just phenomenal. We'll go to the next one. It's another banger, man. In the garage, and this has got the accordion or whatever hell in it too. So they do some different experience with some different instruments for sure. But this is all about the lyrics for me, dude. 12-sided die. I got posters on the wall. My favorite rock group, Kiss, Paul Stanley. I've got Peter Chris. Ace
Yep.
Frehley. Ace Frehley. I've got Peter Chris waiting there for me. Yes, I do. The whole song is just, and then it gets into the in the garage part that jump, jump, jump. It comes right
Yep.
back. It's like, and they do the high vocal backgrounds again. Fucking 10, dude. Especially the songwriter. And no one coming from a garage band myself. It's like and the lyrics are so spot. They're just so fucking spot on that you have that shit on your wall as a kid and all the creepy Dungeons and Dragons kind of shit and everything. But you write these songs, stupid words, these stupid songs. Fucking A, that's me in a nutshell. It's definitely a 10. Um,
Mikey, I have to agree on that.
yeah.
I gave it a fucking 10 for the content of the song, how they
Yeah.
were singing it, the it was a good fucking tune, man. It was
Huh?
great.
Yeah, it
I loved
blows
it.
your
Yeah,
mind.
the Kiss reference was awesome, and the D&D stuff. I'm like, yeah, yep, yep.
Yeah.
I got to give
And,
this one a 10. I was gonna go
and yeah,
9. I was gonna go 9 because, but I listened to that quite a bit.
yeah, that and the definitely unique placement of the accordion at the beginning or whatever it was. And it's like, man, they guys thought of everything. They thought of some shit, and it just yeah, it was beautiful. It's crazy.
Yep.
Now we go on to Holiday. Now, Holiday was a little more had a few more, a little happier, a little mellower than a lot of the other songs, but I love the chorus. One heartbeat, that whole thing. And it's got the ending is very cool and unique before it kicks back in with the build up. I love Holiday. It's 10 for me.
Okay.
Uh, Unique enough. Mellow. I almost thought 9 on it, but I just love how it's unique enough as a slower song to be good. So 10.
All right. I was kind of let down by
A
Holiday.
little bit. I could see that. I mean, if you haven't heard it a million times, yeah,
Yeah.
I could see
So
that.
I I went 7. Still a good song. Still a Weezer tune. But it was just, you know what I'm saying? That you after saying ain't so and in the garage, I'm up here. I'm up there going, all right, all right, all right. And I think just expectations were let down a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. Like I said, I even bordered on calling it a 9 myself, but I just love it. I just love the song. It's 10
Can't
for
help it.
me.
That's cool. That's cool. But for me, it brought it down. Still a
Yeah,
good tune, but I was expecting a little bit more to end up. I'm like, all right, let's finish this thing up. Let's finish it up.
yeah, yeah. I get you. I do get you. So, back in the day where you had two sides, a lot of these albums and CDs and stuff were 10 songs, and that's what the debut of Weezer was. We get to the last one, Only in Dreams. I tell you, it starts so wimpy, kind of, it's definitely going to be like this meaningful. kind of song, but man, does it kick. The guitars kick in, the background vocals are still on point. And I think my favorite part of this song, other than the dramatic barrage of music going on at the end, was Rivers, the singer. His just, he could feel it on those parts where he's screaming only in dreams at the end. And it's got that guitar going with it, the bass is running with it, the cymbals are smashing. It's like a perfect. It was like I thought it was perfect. Lulled its way out. It was a little bit of a lull song, but I just it's get the whole second side for me is phenomenal, dude. It's a 10 for me. I absolutely love the song, even though it gets long. It's a lengthy motherfucker. Holiday was too, but yeah, I just something about them, and I can't even hardly explain it. Absolutely love that song, and I can't see any flaws in it. That's why I put it as a 10. I
Okay.
couldn't find anything wrong. It's got a lot of stuff going on. So yeah, that's me. That's my last review there.
Okay. Uh I like the song. I don't know. Again, I was it had good and cool parts in it,
Yeah.
but I was expecting more. Again, once again, I think I was just a little bit let down. I would have fucking I think I would have ended this album within the garage to bring
Yeah,
you back up. So for me, it was like shit. Expected more and didn't get as much. I mean, I gave it an 8 because of a lot of the same shit that you were calling out. I
yeah,
liked how it had the parts in it, but it just there's too many other fucking 10 songs on this album for
yeah.
me.
There's a fair amount. Like and back you would have asked me that we would have reviewed this 10 years ago. There would have been nothing but tens. I mean, and I'm still enamored with the album. Don't get me wrong, but it's like I'm trying to be, methodically look at it. But it's like when I remember hearing it yesterday when I played it live, it's like I just can't. I can't. Buddy Holly's the only one that I can get tired of hearing. Actually, it's
Yeah,
just the only one I think I it's fun and all that, but it's just like the other nine songs on this can be on continuous loop in my head, and I would be as happy as you could be. It would
yeah,
drive some people crazy. It would make me too happy. People would think I was insane because I would never stop smiling and having a good time. And it's just even Buddy Holly, you can throw it in there, but it's like it might make me it's like come on, fast, hurry up, get through this. I want to hear, I want to get to the damn sweater song. I want to get to wherever I want to get. But that's the only downfall of the album for me was Buddy Holly was too commercial, a little too cheesy
gotcha,
for me.
gotcha.
So yeah, that's the album in a nutshell. I'm assuming I'm going to probably hit about a 9 because
Yeah,
there's probably never going to be a number 10, another a 10 album. There's probably in all these we do. There's always going to be one that, if you're honest with yourself, you have to call it what it is. And it's
yeah,
like, well, I had to with Buddy Holly. Some people would probably like you, they think it's phenomenally great, and it's like it is a great song. It's just one of those curveballs that didn't connect with me like the rest of the album. So, but
all right,
yeah,
Mikey. You might want to it's ready. We're gonna do our math here.
okay,
So we're gonna have a pause, and I'll throw up a little something that shows where I was doing math. So hang with me. We will be right back temporarily. God damn, Mike.
What?
Oh.
About?
I'm mathing.
Oh, I thought you said damn to me. I thought, oh, what do they do?
I'll do it here in a second. So, like I said, just give me a minute. I'll cut this out.
Oh, I know.
Okay. All right. Are we going to round up or are we going to?
Well, yeah, probably.
All right.
You can give me the skinny on it. I'll tell you, if it's 8.6, it's a 9, I would say. Because unless it's like you want to just go by the points.
Well, I'll tell you now, and then we'll get ready to get back into the episode.
Okay.
You're a 9.4, and I'm an 8.7. That's why I said, do you want to round?
Well, yeah, you can go if you want to go to a 9, then I'll be at 9.5. I mean, I think that's fair because I like it just a little bit more.
Okay.
You had a couple more tens than I did, but I had a couple other things.
You had 6 tens, and I had 4.
Yeah, yeah, but you had a couple tens I wasn't expecting you to have.
Okay.
That I
Well.
had that I had lower numbers on. Put it that way. That's what I meant.
Okay. So you're if you round, yours a 9.4. So technically, it would be a 9
Yeah,
because
we just
anything
want
5 we would round up. So mine's an 8.7. So I would probably round that up to a 9.
to, however you want to announce it. I'm good with being 9.4,
Okay.
and
We'll give
you
both.
nine.
We'll give
Yeah,
both. All
because
right.
yeah,
You ready?
Buddy Holly's a 9. I would have been up 9.5 anyway. So yeah, I just couldn't give it to him.
All right. Are
So
you
yeah,
ready?
we're at you were at 40 or 39.30. So if you want to know where you stopped at, just for future reference, 39.30 when you said we're going to go do math.
Okay.
So if you want to do 43.30, that way we get a 4 minute gap there.
Okay.
Might make it easier for you. I don't know how it whenever. Just tell me when to cue back on here.
All right. Get ready.
All right.
Okay. So I have mathed.
Yeah.
Welcome back,
Yeah.
everybody, to that short little pause. Are we ready for our totals?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's hear it. Let's hear how we did on today.
Mosh and Mikey, you scored Weezer's Blue Album from 1994. Drum roll, please.
La, 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 la.
9.4.
Strong.
So
Strong.
on the Moshman grading scale, if it's a 9.5, we would have rounded it up to a 10. But since it's
Yeah.
a 9.4, we're going to round it down to a 9.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, boys.
you might be a little
Sorry, Rivers.
disappointed.
My Weezer people will be pissed. But, in all fairness, he wouldn't want me to lie. He wouldn't want me to lie about it. And I did give out 6 tens, for God's sake. That's
Yeah.
as close as I've ever been to giving out a perfect album score. So I'm very, I'm comfortable with that.
Okay.
It's fitting for what I think.
All right. And after doing the math, Skeeter gives you, and we're going to 8.7.
8.7.
8.7. And on the
Yeah.
Moshman grading scale, because it was over 0.5, Skeet gives it a 9.
Solid 9 from the
Solid
Moshman.
9. So pretty much uh, we're even. We graded it a 9.
Yeah, yeah, I'd say that's I would pleasantly surprised. I didn't really think that you would quite get up to where I'm at because I've obsessed about this album for 31 years now. So to have somebody go in that hadn't really only heard it sparingly, only given yourself a few times to listen to it, I thought, well, it's not your style. I thought, be a lot of things that because it does throw you for a loop.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, and,
Yeah.
and imagine being brand new in 1994, never hearing of anything. That's what caught me.
Yeah.
So even 30 years later, for you to grade it that high, I excellent. Yeah, I mean, it just proves my point that it's not just me.
Yeah.
This is a solid album, classic album that deserves the hype it gets 30 years later, in my mind.
So overall, I like Weezer. I like some of the songs they've done through the career. This one had enough fucking hits that you wouldn't be disappointed buying it. It was really kind of wraps it up for Weezer in this is going to be kind of the stuff that you're going to hear throughout their career because
Yeah,
of everything that they laid out on the palette to say, try this, let's do this, let's do that. And it really, Weezer is a 90s fucking group for sure.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah,
Their sound really had the definition of the fucking 90s for me in that fucking era. So
yeah,
it's a good representation of what the band will do and will try. And they're a solid band. I mean, they've come out with some good
yeah,
stuff through their career. So really, if you haven't given Weezer a shot, give them a fucking listen. This is a point of reference to where you can get a start, and maybe you will like or dislike some of the other efforts that Weezer's put out. But give them a shot. It's
yeah,
really got and for guitar players, like you said, the fucking crunch that they
yeah,
get on this with their guitars is phenomenal. So
yeah. It's
definitely,
it's what made I'm not a guitar player, never have been, but I had to find out right away what cabinets they were using, what amps they were using, and of course they were using orange, but they did it in a different way than you hear the metal bands doing. So
yeah,
it's like because their music's not metal, but that crunch and guitar fit where it shouldn't fit, and it fit perfectly. Now, am I the Weezer messiah of all things? No. They've had some great songs like Hash Pipe. I like Island in the Sun. I like Beverly Hills. It's kind of cheesy, but it's fun. Pork and Beans, kind of silly, but it's still, it's whatever. I had another one. I can't even remember the name of El Scorcho or something. It's not a bad song. It's just not one that memorable to me. Then they did an album of covers, if I'm not mistaken. I know they did several covers. I don't know if it was the whole album. I'll have to look into that. But they did like Toto. They did Africa. They did a cover of Africa. Not everything hits with me. Not everything resonates. They're fun. They're more fun if you want to just like a pop rock band now. But man, they were incredible genius to me when the Blue album hit. And I still obviously hold the Blue album in high regard. If I'm giving it, 6 out of 10 of them are perfect songs, and without the one kind of sort of cheese ball in there, I'd be a damn near a 10 for the whole album. And I've never gotten close to do it. And this shows how much I really genuinely love and adore this album. It'd be one thing in my life. I don't care if I ever get to see them play anything else. I would just love to see them do the Blue Album. And they've been doing it. That's what pisses me off. But they do it on like these cruise ships or like the tour I talked about where it sold out instantaneously. I'm afraid like I went and seen Jeff Tate do Mindcrime. I want to see Weezer do the fucking Blue Album. If I win the lottery tomorrow, I would personally get a hold of Weezer. And I would tell him, I will pay you $250,000 to come to my city and play the Blue Album for 3 days in a row over a weekend. One of my things that's like, if I had a way to get it done, that's one of my goals in life would be to see Weezer play the Blue Album. Don't, I mean, you can add hash pipe, you can add that stuff, play as long as you want, but by God, play the Blue Album in its entirety, straight through. Yeah, bucket list. It's way out there for a bucket list, but it's still a bucket list regardless.
Yeah.
So yeah, I overdo it, but I can't hardly even explain at the same time how much this fucking album means to me. What it did for me in the rock when I was in the band doing the show. An introverted guy like me, and I am introverted. That made my anxiety go straight the fuck down, and it does to this day. If I have a job interview or something I wanted to go to, it's fucking Weezer. If Weezer's going to be in the fuck car, it works for everything. I'm just having a shit day. It's Weezer.
Nice.
And that the Blue Album, and I will say the Blue Album. So yeah, that's my rant about the Boys of Weezer and that album in particular. Love,
Uh,
love, love the fucking Blue
uh, I was impressed when they did the Van Weezer album. I
Album.
heard
Okay.
the one song, and he's pulling Eddie Van Halen licks
Yeah.
in the song. So that was already. It's like, how could you not fucking like Weezer? Just from
Yeah.
that, from me, I'm like, well,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, I'm
I
going to
don't.
give you props.
Yeah, and that's a shame that I don't think I've ever heard that whole album. It's like I kind of should reawaken me to go look into more Weezer because there's probably some hidden gems I didn't give a full chance. But yeah, but I remember that because they did the whole play on Van Halen logo
Yes.
with the Weezer
Yep.
things coming out.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So yeah,
So,
fun bunch of guys. I almost think they got to be fun to hang out. They just seem like the type. Don't take themselves too seriously. We're just fucking playing here. It'd be interesting to find out.
well, and again, people may not like grunge and everything that happened in that fucking era, but Weezer is not grunge
No.
by a long shot. And for me, it just cues it back. It Weezer takes me back to that fucking era in the fucking 90s. I mean, for 94 was a
Yeah.
big year for us,
Yeah.
and it encapsulates what the fucking that era was. There's
Right.
certain bands that always stand out in that era, and not just the grunge bands. The Soul Asylums and those kind of bands. They had their
Yeah.
style. Weezer had their style, and it all falls into that era for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
The
love it
whole
or
rock
hate,
alternative. Yeah.
yes, love it or hate it, it's still that fucking 90s era. So
Yeah.
there you go.
It's really. I mean, for as far as alternative, it's definitely one of the few. alternative albums I could say I listen to completely straight through. It's like, yeah, you could throw Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill in there. You could throw, a Matchbox 20 or a Goo Goo Dolls or something in with that. But Weezer just is too much fun. It was too much fun and it was different. And it's like every so often you need a band that just catches you off guard. And they caught me off guard back then and they just never let go. It's like, well, I shouldn't say they, I should say that album was forever cemented in my brain. And I thank God that it's a thing. It's helped me through so much crap, just like I said, just an ordinary bad day. You go, everything else you try is worthless, but you just hear My Name is Jonas start, and it's like, okay, everything's cool. It's going to be cool. Everything's fine. It's going to be all right. And you take that 50 minutes or 52 minutes, whatever it was, to listen to those songs, and everything's right with the world again. And it's one of them rare, very rare. I don't think there's another album I could even do that with. Not on this earth. There's albums I really love that make me happier, but not like Weezer. It's just
Yeah.
this Blue album is like a gift from God at this point. And it's crazy because I'm not an alternative fanatic. I don't really listen to a lot of alternative. 80s alternative is much better than 90s. But boy, did they find a spot in my old black rock hard hot heart I got because it softened me up like a big fucking teddy bear. And it just makes me smile again. Fantastic. I don't want to keep rambling on. I know I am, but just I can't get over how great this album. Medicinal. It's a medicinal album for me.
Awesome.
Great. So,
Well, what's you guys' thoughts on this? I mean, let us know. So definitely, give a comment if you love the Blue album, if you hate the Blue album, drop us a note, leave us a line, flip us the bird.
yeah. And if you've never heard the Blue album, how
Go
dare you?
out. Yes, go out and listen to it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Please just trust me if you've never trusted me on anything else. Open your mind, put the headphones on, and enjoy and get some serenity and peace back in your life. Because that's what happens. I think it's going to happen to most people. So, yeah, definitely. If you haven't heard it, you got to. You just have to. One of those albums to listen to before you die is Weezer's Blue Album.
Very good. All right, Mikey, I think it's about time to wrap it up.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, this is Skeet.
Lushin, Mikey.
See ya.
Peace out.